Admiral Katrina Volkov stood in the war room of the UES Retribution, her steel-gray eyes fixed on the tactical display showing the Kepler 442 system. The colony of New Haven had gone silent 48 hours ago. 2 million civilian souls, including her own daughter's research team, reduced to nothing but static on the quantum channels. "Ma'am, long-range sensors are picking up debris patterns consistent with orbital bombardment," reported Commander Hayes, his voice tight with barely controlled rage. "The planetary defense grid, it's completely gone." Katrina's jaw clenched as she studied the holographic reconstruction of the attack. The Zephyrian Empire had made their statement clear: humanity's expansion into the outer rim would not be tolerated. They had chosen the most defenseless target possible, a scientific research colony with minimal military presence, populated mostly by terraforming specialists, xenobiologists, and their families. "Status of the fleet?" she asked, her voice carrying the cold authority that had earned her the nickname Iron Wolf among the enlisted ranks. "All battle groups report ready, Admiral," replied Captain Singh from the Vindication's bridge via holocom. "The Omega Squadron just completed their jump from Seoul. We have 47 capital ships, 200 escort vessels, and full marine complements." Katrina nodded, but her attention was drawn to the smaller display showing intercepted Zephyrian communications. The alien hieroglyphs scrolled past, but she didn't need translation algorithms to understand the tone. They were celebrating. They had broadcast their victory across their empire, showing footage of human settlements burning, calling it a cleansing of inferior species. Dr. Emmanuel Torres, the fleet's xenopsychologist, approached with a grim expression. His dark skin had taken on an ashen quality since receiving confirmation of New Haven's fate. "Admiral, I've completed my analysis of Zephyrian tactical doctrine. They chose New Haven specifically because it represented everything they despise about human expansion: our willingness to share planets with non-aggressive alien species, our rapid adaptation techniques, our hope," Katrina finished. "They wanted to break our spirit before we could establish a foothold in their territory." The bridge fell silent except for the hum of quantum processors calculating jump coordinates. Katrina had served in 3 previous conflicts, but never against an enemy that had deliberately targeted civilians as a terror tactic. The Zephyrians had crossed a line that, once breached, could never be uncrossed. "Admiral," called Lieutenant Commander Park from the communications station, "we're receiving a priority transmission from Earth Command. Admiral Chen wants to speak with you directly." The hologram of Fleet Admiral Chen materialized, his withered face bearing the weight of command decisions that would echo through history. "Katrina, the Security Council has authorized Operation Nemesis. Rules of engagement are flexible." Katrina understood. The gloves were off. "What about the Zephyrian civilian populations, sir?" "Intelligence indicates their entire society is militarized. Every adult citizen undergoes combat training. Every settlement has military infrastructure." Chen paused, his expression hardening. "But Admiral, I want to be clear. This isn't about revenge. This is about ensuring that no species ever again views human civilians as acceptable targets." The transmission ended, leaving Katrina alone with the weight of what was to come. She activated the fleet-wide communication channel, her image appearing on every ship simultaneously. "Officers and crew of the Seoul Defense Fleet," she began, her voice carrying across space to 47,000 souls who had volunteered to carry humanity's response to the stars. 48 hours ago, the Zephyrian Empire murdered 2 million innocent people. They did this not in the heat of battle, not in self-defense, but as a calculated act of terror designed to drive us back to our home system. She paused, letting her words sink in across the fleet. They chose to target our scientists, our children, our dreamers. They recorded their atrocity and broadcast it as entertainment. They have shown us who they are. Her voice dropped to barely above a whisper, but every word carried the force of a supernova. Now we will show them who we are. The fleet began its final approach to the Zephyrian home system of Kepler 438. Unlike human settlements spread across multiple worlds, the Zephyrians had concentrated their entire civilization around a single star system, building massive orbital habitats and fortifying every moon and asteroid. "Tactical analysis complete," announced Commander Hayes. They have approximately 15 million military-age inhabitants across 43 installations. Their defensive grid consists of 12 battle stations and over 300 automated defense platforms. Katrina studied the tactical display with the eye of a predator. The Zephyrians had built their civilization as a fortress, confident that their superior numbers and defensive positions would deter any human retaliation. They had not considered that humanity's greatest strength had never been its technology or numbers, it was their willingness to pay any price to protect their own. Launch the Harbinger drones, she ordered across the fleet. Launch bays opened and thousands of sleek, unmanned vessels poured into space. Each drone carried a single quantum torpedo capable of destabilizing matter at the subatomic level. The Zephyrians had superior numbers, but humanity had spent the past century perfecting the art of asymmetric warfare. The Zephyrian fleet responded exactly as predicted, launching interceptors to destroy the drone swarms. But for every drone they destroyed, 2 more slipped through their defenses, guided by artificial intelligence systems that learned and adapted in real time. First wave impact in 30 seconds, reported the tactical officer. Katrina watched as the quantum torpedoes found their targets. The Zephyrian battle stations, each one a monument to their military supremacy, simply ceased to exist. Matter dissolved into quantum foam, taking their defensive grid with it. Second wave, target the orbital shipyards, she commanded. The Zephyrians finally understood. Their communications channels exploded with desperate pleas for mercy, offers of surrender, promises of reparations. But Katrina remembered the images from New Haven, human children's toys scattered among the ruins, research labs that had been working to cure alien diseases reduced to radioactive craters. Admiral, Captain Singh's voice cut through the tactical chatter, the Zephyrian government is requesting terms for surrender. Katrina studied the tactical display. In less than 6 hours, humanity had dismantled a civilization that had taken millennia to build. The Zephyrian Empire, which had boasted of cleansing the galaxy of inferior species, now faced the very extinction they had sought to inflict on others. Tell them, she said, her voice carrying across the quantum channels to every surviving Zephyrian receiver, that mercy is a privilege extended only to those who show mercy to others. They chose to make war on the innocent. Now they faced the consequences of that choice. As the last Zephyrian installations fell silent, Katrina allowed herself a moment of grim satisfaction. The galaxy would remember this day. Every species considering aggression against human civilians would remember what happened when Earth's fleet arrived without mercy. The helpless of New Haven had been avenged. The message was sent. Humanity's expansion would continue, protected by the knowledge that those who targeted the innocent would face the full fury of Earth's children among the stars.